we've had, for instance, a series of seminars during the spring with representatives from people who have been involved in the activities in both in Tunisia and Egypt and other countries in the Middle East. And I think well-connected seminars and seminars that have a lot of visitors. So the interest is very strong in this country, although we're quite far away from North Africa and the Middle East. I take it that this is a sort of a part of a series that was initiated by the Swedish Institute in Alexandria, and that it will continue later on after this seminar has been concluded. We are also very happy that we can cooperate with the representatives from the Swedish political youth organizations of Swedish political parties, and we will continue to do that as an institute this upcoming summer at Almedalen, which is a very peculiar Swedish institution, a political market of sorts, and is taking place at the island of Gotland in a month. So with these words, I don't think I should go on any further, but I leave the floor to Birgitta Holstad-Arni, my former colleague, who is now the director of the Swedish Institute. Birgitta, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. The Swedish Institute Alexandria is, for those who don't know, is a diplomatic mission under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We function as a platform for dialogue. It's a dialogue institute. It's not a research institute like the Swedish Institute in Istanbul, for instance. It's a platform where we let people meet who usually don't meet. Anything from intellectuals, religious people, philosophers, academics, activists, young people, old people, men and women, in different constellations. After the revolution in Egypt, which was, of course, for us who were present in Egypt at the time, an extremely interesting occasion. And as I have said to many people before, I will never forget the moment, 11th of February at 18 o'clock, 18 hours, when the news in the TV came out that Mubarak had stepped down. It was like the lid was taken off a pressure cooker. It was, the sound in the streets was enormous, and it was a jubilation that can't be described. And I couldn't help myself but to open the window of my flat while the demonstrations were just outside, and I pressed the button on my mobile telephone to my family in Sweden. I said, "This is how it sounds." It was just incredible. So a result of the revolution in Egypt was that we from the Swedish Institute side wanted to do our utmost in order to help in the way we can in the building of or build-up of the democracy of Egypt that people now are really trying to work for in general. And for that sake, we gathered a number of people from Egypt first, intellectuals, professors, academics, other journalists and others, and we asked them, what do you think that we, from the Swedish Institute side, should do? Because we know that it is quite sensitive to impose advice and rules for what could be done in order to increase the people's participation in the political processes and so on. So we got a number of pieces of advice, and I think one of those pieces of advice was something that will follow later on, and that was to go for the youth. Today we are here at the Institute in Stockholm, which is for us the last part of 3 days workshop, where we have been in the Parliament, in Riksdagen, visiting the political parties. We had a meeting this morning with Minister Birgitta Olsson, and it has been quite an intensive, I believe, visit to Sweden. I would like to start with saying that it is, of course, my privilege now to talked with so many youth in Alexandria and in Cairo, but we hope also to be able to reach out to the rest of the people of Egypt, the other 60 million that are not in Cairo, living in Cairo and Alexandria. And we are working towards that in the very near future. The Arab countries, of course, are the neighbors of Europe. And the Arab uprising this year is something that not only concerns the Middle East and North Africa, but also the rest of the world, and not least neighboring Europe. The revolts in Tunisia and Egypt would not have been as successful if not for the youth. Parts of Europe went through the transition from autocracy to democracy about 2 decades ago. That is when the youth in these countries were children. They did not follow the dramatic events in Germany when the Berlin Wall fell, and when the Soviet Union came to an end, and when political and civic movements were born and grew to become very important elements in the development of Central and Eastern Europe. In Egypt, many have asked representatives from Poland, from the Czech Republic, from Estonia and others to tell them about their experiences going from dictatorialness, one-party system, a terrorizing security apparatus, lack of human rights and transparency, and so on. One thing which all of them tell is how extremely difficult and how many stumbling blocks there were on the way from the revolution until they reached democracy. A factor which was a positive force in the case of the European countries was the fact that these countries were seeking to become members of the European Union. Hundreds of laws were enacted. There were changes in every town and village and in the people's mindset. The politicians and the civil society worked in the same direction. Some of the latest decades in the Arab world have shown a growing autocratic rule in which the leaders have been supported by the outside world, leaving their oppressed populations to their destiny, to living in unacceptable but tolerated by the others conditions by leaders of other parts of the world. The popular uprisings bear witness of the deep frustration among ordinary people, which has been accumulated during those years, and now time has come for Europeans to support their neighbors and not to look away without engagement and support of their leaders. As was the case at least in some parts of Europe during and after the uprisings, intellectuals, artists and scholars played a very important role, and they became the new political elite. In Egypt, intellectuals, university professors, writers and others have taken this role, and we follow daily articles in the many newspapers and lively debates in the many TV channels with this new political elite, which has taken the lead in the post-revolt phase. However, new ideas and strategies must have adequate support to gain enough influence in the political life. New political parties are being registered, some of which have been waiting for many years to be legally accepted, including some members of the Muslim Brotherhood. Different names like the Social Democratic Party, the Liberal Front, the Justice and Freedom Party, the Reform and Development Party, the Ummah Party, etc., are now in the process of formulating their programs and recruiting members and sympathizers. The youth play an important role in this. They are open-minded and energetic, and that is one reason why the Swedish Institute Alexandria has chosen to encourage the engagement of both youth in both Egypt and in Sweden, to see how a common Arab-Euro democratic future can be formulated and attained. No part of the world can live in isolation, but to the contrary. In the globalized reality, Europe and the Arab world have become closer to each other than ever before. A two-way communication and cross-fertilization is needed, and it is in the interest of both to try to build their future through mutual openness, curiosity, tolerance and respect for each other. I am convinced that the youth has a crucial role in this way forward. With those few words, I will now leave the floor to the youth. Some are activists. Everybody more or less was on Tahrir Square and helped the revolution. And some are politically active, others are journalists, but still active in their thinking and writing. And it is a great pleasure to have you all here. So I will give the word to the Deputy Director of the Swedish Institute, Cecilia Strand.
Thank you, Birgitta. Yes, this is the end finale of our 3-day workshop that we've been having, and it's been exhausting, I know, but we're reaching the end. I would like to start by you all introducing yourselves briefly with name and, if you can, political affiliation. So, Hassan, you can start.
Hey, my name is Hassan Mohsen. I'm from Wasat Party. We could consider that in the right wing, but in economic-wise, we are in the left to the middle.
Yeah, hello. My name is Jan Lindgren, and I'm the spokesperson of the Green Youth of Sweden. So belong to the Green Party of Sweden.
Hello, my name is Khulud Saeed. I don't belong to any political party, but I'm active in youth participation and political awareness, and I work with several youth initiatives in Egypt.
Hello, my name is Mari Gamal. I represent the National Council in Egypt. We have a lot of political, it's the umbrella of the political movement in general in Egypt.
Michael Munir, I'm community activist and human rights activist.
My name is Erik Bengtsbo, and I'm the president of the Moderate Youth League here in Sweden.
Hello, my name is Karim Shinawi. I'm a filmmaker and social media activist.
Thank you. We are actually going to start with a poetic video clip that is made by Karim Shinawi that will get us on the board for the discussion.